You've got so much experience now with Kaplan teaching, developing, mentoring, and all of that. There's a question I think that's going to be near and dear to your heart. I am so brought up, believe it or not, in the Marine Corps, they place so much emphasis on leadership development, role models, mentors, coaches. You are expected. I mean, as a young enlisted Marine, I'm 19 years old, but now I'm a corporal in charge of 12 other Marines. And believe it or not, I was expected to be their mentor, their role model, their developer. I was in high school 2 years earlier, and now
Yeah.
I got these guys, but it's a relative thing. And it was like, if you're in charge of one other person, you are it for them. And the good news is everybody is considered a leader and mentor, so you can look around, and it really was a great organization for that. We have our 10%. There are some bad leaders there, but generally speaking, everybody was focused on the mission, same doctrine, same everything, and you could find good leadership everywhere at every level, not necessarily the highest levels. It was really, it's super good. So my point is, what would you tell leaders on the importance of role models, mentors, coaches, with a follow-on caveat? I have found that a lot of leaders, young leaders, let's say under 35, they feel, oh, that's for the old guys. You know what I mean? When I get older and I'm into executive, that's when I'll get a mentor. That's when I'll get a coach. I'm
Right.
like, no. I tell people, if you'd have run into a good mentor who wrote and studied when you were younger, you wouldn't need me when you're 53. You know what I mean? So your thoughts.
Yeah, no, I'm, as I mentioned before, I'm teaching at my undergraduate alma mater, and students are graduating and they're asking me questions about getting jobs. And, well, I put my resume out on Indeed and I'm not getting a whole lot. What's the matter? What am I doing wrong? And the first question I ask them is, who are you physically talking to? Have you nurtured a network through high school and through your collegiate years? You've got a family. The vast majority of you have families or some type of family network. Have you explored all of your mother's colleagues and sat down and talked to one of them about the world of work and what your passions are and what you want to do? And it's developing those networks early and keeping them active throughout your career and growing those networks. It all comes down to those personal relationships, the mentors, which I have a very specific definition of a mentor versus a coach. They're two different things to me. One is much stronger, much more lasting. And frankly, much more personal than the other. Coach is more transactional. But you need both. You need guides and Sherpas at some times, and you need coaches at other times. And then you've got this core group of mentors. About as many as it can fit on a hand, maybe one more. But those are the folks that are going to really tell you like it is, and developing those networks and those mentors early in one's career. That is one of the key ingredients to success, both early and late in your career, because you never know when something's going to come out of left field, throw you off balance, rock your world, however you want to think about it. And it is the network that's going to catch you. And if you don't have a network, you're going to fall pretty far and rely on yourself to catch yourself and pull you back up. And that's a lot harder than a world where you've nurtured these relationships over years and decades and really put in the effort. It doesn't happen miraculously, and that's what a lot of folks, well, it's work and I don't have the time. make the time. Make the time to reach out. Call. Be courageous. One of the things I've learned from one of my mentors in the music world is a lot of us think that doors are closed to us and people aren't going to pick up the phone and they're not going to talk to us. Oh, that person's so high above me, they're not going to give me the time of day. And yes, sometimes that's true. Sometimes over 50% of the time that's true. But you'll be surprised how many people will pick up the phone, give you 5 minutes, give you 10 minutes, hell, give you an hour over coffee because somebody did that for them and they want to give back. So don't be afraid to pick up the phone. Don't be afraid to walk into somebody's office and start developing those relationships.